Hey everybody and welcome to Let's Investigate Over 9,000 Zombies. So, 9,000 zombies you ask. What could this possibly be? God will only know. God will only know and you are the only ones that will find out. So, start in 3, 2, 1. So, over 9,000 zombies. What is over 9,000 zombies? Well, over 9,000 zombies is top-down. I mean, supposedly speaking, I guess you would almost acquaint. The closest thing you could from a very specifically visual standpoint, you could almost compare it to Crimson Land. Games of that description. I made a game with zombies in it. Stuff like that. Top-down shooter. Not exactly twin stick, though definitely similar in controls. And one of the main things about a game like this in comparison to an actual twin stick shooter is, the key component would be to be able to survive. Basically, the way the game goes is you have set times where you're trying to survive waves of zombies on these grid-like. Actually, and the water actually slows down your pace a little bit. Okay, you're surviving waves of zombies, and day per day, you're supposed to get increasingly difficult units that get more buffs, that become stronger. You have the option to stay within your own day for a while if you're worried that you're not quite ready just yet. I'm gonna lob a grenade. Hang on. What about there? You can right-click to do that, by the way. But you get a handful of weapons. You get more of them by killing certain amounts of zombies and by surviving a certain amount of time. There we go. And it does have local. It has both local and online co-op, from what I understand. Oh, I just leveled up, and I'm heading towards the next day. So I just need to pick. I can pick durability, carnage, resourcefulness, or engineering, and you can actually see what that's specifically doing for each one. I'm gonna hit one. I'm gonna upgrade my durability, and yeah, how about we head to the next day, day 2. I played for the better part of, I think, 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that, and I made it to, day 4, and I got, a ton of achievements. Certain amount of... if I had, one serious thing about the game so far, it would probably be that grenades seem just a tad overpowered. I was lobbing them all over the place, and I was still just getting, you still have random chances of getting more grenades by blowing up zombies, so grenades in some ways feel just a tad overpowered, if I would really say anything, but yeah, see, I lobbed one and I just got two, 3, something like that. But yeah, it's a fairly simplistic game, but sometimes simplicity is a nice thing. I'm going to switch to the SMG here. My personal weapon of choice. The way I'm using keyboard and mouse, basically the way the controls work with that is... there we go. But yeah, see, I just made a couple of my grenades back instantly. And I'll probably get more here, yep. Thoroughly worth the investment, so, the game does also have Steam Workshop support, so, depending on... the game seems to be getting fairly good reviews, so who knows? Depending on how the online community for this game actually is, you can build your own custom maps and everything, and make something really stupid or insane, you can try and survive on the moon, and everybody, I don't know, kind of floats around, or maybe it kind of feels like everyone's just a little out of control of their own movement. Something fun like that. you know, simplistic games like this, I think, have become sort of have been sort of scoffed at in recent years, just because in some cases it's sort of seen as like an easy way to get something out without doing a ton of work. But, I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you can make something really refined while keeping it somewhat simple, you're actually kind of making a more appealing product to a certain degree, because people don't have to spend 10 hours learning every mechanic and before they can actually get to the really engaging stuff, like in certain AAA games that I'm not really going to go into about all that stuff. Okay, got another thing. How about we upgrade? It's a little terrifying to do that, if only because like sometimes they can like really swarm you. Okay, now we're on to day 3. So that's something that miffed me just the littlest bit. I saw that some of the enemy sprites are not exactly zombies, so in some cases I think maybe the game is the slightest bit misleading. I don't know. Once you start introducing giant crabs into your zombie invasion, that's when things start to feel like they're going off the rails the slightest bit, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get those extra grenades, because, yeah, again, like, look, I've been lobbing them all over the place, and I have 18. I have 18. Another thing I would probably suggest is not going indoors at all. That over there is a building. I would definitely not suggest going in there. I would definitely not suggest go in there. Yeah. Sorry, my brain just stopped for a minute. Definitely wouldn't suggest going in there. Oh my god, I did it again. Mostly because there are some later enemy units that have like flamethrowers of some description, and they do a lot of damage, and they're kind of bullet spongy, so staying outdoors seems very somewhat preferable. You don't really seem that incentivized towards staying indoors or outdoors. I suppose maybe they're getting at that, you know, you'll get swarmed more staying out here, but, like, you know, in some cases a swarm is nice, because, look, I just got, like, another, like, 5 grenades to make up for the 2 that I threw. And I actually seem to have found, when I started doing that a lot more, I actually got, like, 4, 5, 6 Steam achievements, like, within a minute or 2 of each other, because of all that. I think that's kind of a nice little effect, like how the shadow plays off the enemy characters, because your character is like projecting light to some degree. My health is getting just a littlest bit low. Let's see if we can blast a health pack out of these somewhere. There we go. Okay. Now, I was finding quite a few more health packs on that other map. I don't really know if the maps have different calibrations of, like, how often they'll drop certain items. I don't really know if that's an entirely randomized thing or not. I certainly haven't been able to find anything that suggests anything one way or another. Resource pickups +1. Yeah, sure, we'll upgrade resourcefulness. But yeah, I think it's kind of a neat little game. It's $10 on Steam. Currently it's on sale for like $7.50 for the time being. Now we're on day 4. Am I really going to say, like, man, this is exclusively what I'm going to be playing for the next, like, 6 months? You know, I can't really guarantee that. But, you know, at the same time, you know, this similar to Binding of Isaac, which, you know, has a very deep and complex underbelly to it, but its surface level is just a limited twin-stick shooter as well and stuff, and, you know, given time, you'll lose 6 months to Binding of Isaac easily, whereas Northern Lion has lost his entire life to it and has only begun to even realize that. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, these grenades feel just like the littlest bit overly plentiful. Like, I've been lobbing them everywhere, and I'd have almost 30. Wow, I did not notice how bad my health was, actually. That's Not good. Let's do something about that. Let's get resourceful here. The music is okay. You know, I would be lying if I really said to any degree that I think it's fantastic or anything, but you know, same time, certainly nothing wrong with it. Shoot. Oh look, there's me. I'm number 805. And then you can click start over. And I'm wondering if maybe that's just high scores alone. You know, it has a kill counter up there in the top right. Surely there is a actual achievement for actually killing over 9,000 zombies. So, you know, there's that for those of you achievement whores that still exist, I suppose. I don't really know if there even is a community built around Steam achievements. I don't know. They had to put in those gamer points, man. It's the only way they could have done it. But yeah, this is over 9,000 zombies. It's a simple but you know, competent and somewhat interesting little top-down shooter thing. And you know, music's not your forte. There's certainly an option to change that. You can turn off the music if it's not your thing. Runs at a solid 60, so also a nice thing. I would certainly hope so with something like this in my computer, but you know, for whatever that's worth, pretty good graphical options and everything. You know, different resolutions and all that. So, this is over 9,000 zombies, and I'll see you all next time.